welcome to Night Treks. The night is dark, so it's time for a tale. I'm Tom, your ghost host, and this is our strange journey into one story that is dark, strange, and true, but maybe not. We'll leave that for you to decide. Tonight's tale: The Bloody Bucket Bridge. Her name has been lost to time, but in the latter part of the 19th century, she lived in south central Florida in the Wauchula area, just southeast of Tampa. She was a freed slave and made her living as a midwife in her community. It was said that she delivered hundreds of babies during her later life. Supposedly, she became concerned that too many babies were being born and that families would have trouble feeding them. So, she purportedly began smothering babies and taking their bodies down to the river and burying them in the woods along the banks. The citizenry became suspicious of so many children dying during her service that she was banned from her midwifery. It is said that the souls of her victims began to haunt her, and she lost her mind and went insane. Day after day, she would sit beside a bucket and would watch it fill itself with the blood of all the infants she had killed. When it was full, she would carry it down to the river to empty it. She exhausted herself after months of emptying the bucket into the river, and it is claimed that one day she collapsed and fell into the river and drowned. The legend states that for several days after her death, the river ran red with all the blood she had spilled. Now, the Weird US website shared a couple of witness statements. From one named Michelle, she said, "There's a bridge in Wauchula called the Bloody Bucket Bridge, and if you go there at certain times and look at the river water, it will be red like blood. This happens only when the moon is full, and you have to go there at night because in the daytime you can't see it. We went there just to see if it was true, and yes, the water did look red. We shined a flashlight down there on the water, and it was red as blood. My friend said it was because of the tannic acid from the tree roots that grow along the river, but I don't think so. It is much too red for tannic acid. There is a story about people pouring blood in the river, but I don't know if it was human or cow or some other blood." Another witness statement, Buddy. "On Halloween night in 2003, we parked near the canoe launch by the bridge and walked down the road called Bloody Bucket after hearing about the legend just to see if we could see anything. I was with my friend and two other people. It is a really scary place, and I don't advise anybody with a faint heart to go down there at night. There are sounds that come out of the woods by the river that sound like children crying. There is a story of a woman who killed her babies and buried them in the woods right where we heard the sounds. We stood very still and tried to listen to the sounds to see if we could make them out. One of the guys said it could be birds roosting in the trees, but the rest of us did not think so. It sounded too much like crying. As we were standing there, something ran out of the woods and crossed the road. It scared the crap out of us. We literally ran back to the car and got out of there. There is something really strange on that road. You can go check it out for yourself." And a YouTube commenter that saw a video about the Bloody Bucket Bridge said, "Me and my brothers went fishing there. My nephew caught a 17-inch largemouth bass there. What's creepy is that I heard children laughing on that bridge. So my brother and I ignored it and went on fishing." The Backpack Verse website shares Andy's story. When Andy first heard about the legend, he was more grossed out than scared. Even as an adult, the details and mechanics of childbirth are rather vomit-inducing, he says. My 9-year-old self certainly couldn't handle the idea of buckets of warm birth blood. No way, he said, making a face. I thought about the story for a few days, then promptly forgot all about it. It wasn't until last year, as I drove near the bridge, that I suddenly recalled the gruesome legend. Where did it originate? And who would come up with something so brutal? That night I dreamt of bridges. Not just Bloody Bucket, but many bridges, like a movie montage. It was creepy without a doubt, but I felt compelled to visit after that, he said. The sun had set, and the sky was a beautiful orange, pink, blue. I parked my car off to the side and made my way to the middle of the bridge on foot. It's a modern structure now, but I tried to picture how it would have looked during the 1800s. My thoughts turned to the midwife when my cell phone rang. Hello, I asked. At first, all I heard was a lot of static. But then I heard the voice, the soft cry of a baby. I immediately shut my phone off and put it back in my pocket, trying to reason with myself that it was just a creepy coincidence, nothing more. Whoever was on the other end had a baby and had dialed the wrong number. That was it, Andy said. But then I heard the sound again, coming from my phone, which had been completely shut off. That's when I realized, with a churning of my stomach, that Bloody Bucket Bridge is really haunted. So, what do you think? Now, there was a bar in the area during the 30s and 40s called the Bloody Bucket. Was it named for the legend, or was the legend named from the bar? Was there really a midwife that smothered babies? Did she go mad with what she had done and start seeing a bucket filling with blood? And do people really see the river turn red and hear babies cry at the bridge? You decide. Well, the tale is told and we are done. Until the next dark night when we take our night treks, this is your ghost host, Tom, wishing you safe but strange night treks.